pushing pole I'd seen a little further past the brain. And it's no surprising we've been drinking too much, with the emptiness rising, falling out of love. Today I heard a lie, about a lie, about a lie, and it began to multiply. It's from another out of touch guy, and it's no surprising he's been boasting too much, with the numbers rising, falling out of touch. Today I had a dream, about a dream, about a dream. And I realized what it means. Spend too much time in between dreams, and it's no surprising we ain't sleeping too much. There's a restlessness rising, falling out of touch. Today I wrote a song, about a song, about a song. And now I know where I went wrong, is when I waited too long. And it's no surprising we ain't interacting too much. Man, the music and the writing get us back to home. Tonight I lost an old friend, of a friend of a friend. Thanks for listening to our songs. It feels like a nice little small town community we got happening here. This is bigger than my hometown, so. More tie-dyes too than my hometown. We got a pot factory now though, so we have a few more tie-dyes than we used to. More on that later. I started driving in that little town when I was 11 years old on my grandparents' farm. My grandpa gave me his truck and let me tear the hell out of the field. So by the time I got to a thing called driver's ed, I was already a professional. And for my driver's ed class in my little town, what we would do is we had this instructor, his name was John T. Weiser. And for driver's ed, John T. Weiser would take us to the cemetery. And our driver's ed class, twice a week, was driving through the cemetery in reverse on this little road that was like that wide. That was our driver's ed class, a half a mile in reverse at the cemetery. And I said, John T. Weiser, what kind of small town Mr. Miyagi life lesson is this, man? I have no idea what's happening right now. He said, just do it, so I did. Got really good at driving, passed with flying colors. And when I turned 16 and I got my license, I started heading east on I-74. And every time I did that, it was under construction. Now I'm 43 years old, and every time I head east on I-74, it's still under construction. Thanks for the backup there. And one day I was in a standstill in Danville, Illinois, trying to get to Indiana. And I sat there for like a half hour without moving, so I started stomping on the floorboards like, there's a standstill in Danville. There's a standstill in Danville. And when I finally started moving again, I had this song. Well, come on, boys, I see the light through the shadow of my doubt. I'll make a run in Sunday night, be home for the town. For some fuel on fire, and I'll make good time. So keep it down at the Indiana line. Oh, keep it down at the Indiana line. Got a heavy thought, but my foot is soft, and we're through these towns. Yeah, I won't stop till I make the drop and I turn this thing around. Well, I'll obey the signals, I'll obey the signs. Just point me towards that Indiana line. Yeah, point me towards that Indiana line. It's a big old break to the interstate, no way I could get caught. With a stack of bells and a holster fill, I do it in one shot. I'll be the king of the road, kill two birds at one time. I'm a stone's throw from the Indiana line. I'm a stone's throw from the Indiana line. There's an overhaul in the left lane stall, the sheriff on my tail. I pray you pass, so hit that gas and move on down the trail. 'Cause I won't be forgiven, that don't take too bad. Now open up that Indiana line. Well, open up that Indiana line. There's a standstill, in Danville. I'm falling way behind. There's a standstill, in Danville. I'll be losing more than my mind. Come on, boys, they're flashing lights in the shadow of my doubt. I made a run in Sunday night, now all my options out. Hope I make it back home to Illinois, defeating or fine. Yeah, this could be the Indiana line. Oh, this could be the Indiana line. Yeah, this must be the Indiana line. Thank y'all for helping us out in our search. A young lady was missing, got away from her grandparents for a little bit, but they have been reunited, and I think, yes indeed, it wasn't a major issue at all, but it was nice that everybody really came together and helped out, and that's what community is all about. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, she came back for the $13 beer song, you're right. There's such an intelligent audience every year at Hartford. You guys are just right on. Give yourselves a round of applause. party, yet you still pay attention. It's a respectful rowdy, and it's appreciated, everyone. Each and every one. I have seemed to misplace my $3 beer and my water, if anybody has one. The cooler is so far away. Professional. This really isn't part of the program. When I told you all the kids like that $13 beer song, I wasn't kidding. They really do love it. They request it. They crush that cheersing part at the end. It's beautiful. I play this place in Bishop Hill, Illinois. It's a small little town. And the kids come and they make art while I'm playing. And in my garage, I have this whole gallery of kids' $13 beer art in my garage. And it makes my day. For the most part, though, ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Farmer Show is clean. I pride myself on that. Thank you. There's some references to a few things, but for the most part, it's clean. About 20 years ago, though, I had this song called Alarm Clock. And at the end of the Alarm Clock song, I dropped this huge F-bomb. I mean, it was huge. There was no way to get away from it. And I thought it was beautiful and romantic. An amazing moment. My friends would scream it with me. And I love doing it. So I went and asked my mom if it would be okay if I recorded the Alarm Clock F-bomb song. Because that's what outlaw country singers do. They ask their parents for permission. And my mom said, "Not as long as your grandparents are alive." And I said, "Deal." And when we made that deal, my grandparents were 73 and 80. And now my grandparents are 93 and 100 years old. And I hope it's another 20 years before I get to write and record and release the Alarm Clock F-bomb song. Until then, here's one for the grandparents. I was down on the farm, you know, just tilling around. It's just me and Grandpa waiting on a familiar sound. Come 11:30, we both hear Grandma's voice saying it's time to eat, you better bring it in, boys. Well, the food's out on the table and I was ready to take my place. She pulled me aside once while Grandpa was washing his face. Say you won't need this now, boy, oh, but someday you will. She said, keep this in your shoe. It was a $20 bill. Oh, now, Grandma, they don't make them like you anymore. Except for them young soldiers we send off to war. Seems you're always righting the wrongs of somebody else. Seems you're always fighting shoe. I was up there in the city, you know, just killing my time. Yeah, the show got over early, so I was just blowing my mind. This man came up to me and he tried to ruin all my fun. He pushed me to the ground and then he pulled out a gun. Said, if you've no money, boy, this'll be the end of you. I said, hold on a minute, I got a 20 in my shoe. Well, he leaned in there real close and then he stared in disbelief. When I reached for that 20, you know I sized up that thief. But he never saw it coming. Oh, I took that man's life. 'Cause next to Grandma's 20, I keep Grandpa's knife. Grandma and Grandpa, they don't make them like you anymore. Except for them young soldiers we send off to war. Seems you're always righting the wrongs of somebody else. Seems you're always fighting for somebody other than yourself. All that you've done now, all that you still do. Well, I'll keep you in my heart, your knife and 20 always in my shoe. It's a new song. We'll send it out to our friend John Griffin and all the other artists out there this weekend. Make sure you go check them out and support them. Home is where the art is. Home is where this song. It hits you the hardest when you're away from home too long. Home is where the art is. Home is where this song. It hits you the hardest when you're away from home too long. I had made up my mind before I made this bed. Today I'm gonna try to find some words that ain't been said. I could use something new stuck inside my head. Home is where the art is. Home is where this song. It hits you the hardest when you're away from home too long. We had made up our minds before we made this stage. Tonight we're gonna try to find some notes that ain't been played. Town to town, nothing sounds as good as homemade. Home is where the art is. Home is where this song. It hits you the hardest when you're away from home too long. song. It hits you the hardest when you're away, when you're away, when you're away. We all been away, we've been away, we've been away from home too long. Thank y'all so much. Cody Jensen back there again on the drums and the keys and the singing. I think that's the first time he's ever played that part, so nice job. He gets a Festy Bowl tonight. I mean the food Festy Bowl. Well, whatever he wants, I guess. Festy Bowl. You never know what that can mean. I mean, to support your local farmers, Festy Bowl. Food booth, it's here somewhere. I love those guys, it's so delicious. Love those guys. Hey, it's a good time for me to tell you, you've seen the Chicago Farmer shirts in the crowd. We now have Chicago Farmer and the Fieldnotes shirts. They're just like the Chicago Farmer shirts, but they say "and the Fieldnotes" on them. They're navy. We also have bright ones. They're a lot of fun. We have tank tops. Tank tops, y'all. Tank tops. By the end of the set, it's going to be hot. We need a tank top. We have koozies. We have music. My wife will have her guitar string jewelry here tomorrow. Make sure you come check me out. 3 o'clock over there. Most importantly, check out her guitar string jewelry. I'll watch the puppy while she sings the jewelry. You better go tell the village they're coming strong. We gonna pilgrimage tonight at dawn. Go tell the others they're taking over again. You better go grab your baskets and your water jugs. Load up on supplies and load up on drugs. Sisters and brothers tell them they're taking over again. Better go grab your blankets and your clothes so warm. We gonna wrap up all of the newborn. Fathers and mothers tell them they're taking over again. You better save up your voices, people, by and by. They're all we got to keep this village alive. Go tell the others that they're taking over again. They're taking over again. You better save up your voices, people, by and by. They're all we got to keep this village alive. Go tell the others that they're taking over again. Alright. You better save up your voices, people, by and by. Save and the way you feel. And I heard the bells are ringing. I heard the bells are ringing. Yeah, Hartford was singing about the way they feel. I couldn't make out the language. I couldn't make out the language, but it sounded like anguish was the way they feel. Oh, I was in the Delta, the Mississippi Delta. Oh, Louisiana, and the way you feel. Oh, I was in the Delta, the Mississippi Delta. Oh, Louisiana, and the way you feel. Three out of three approved. And the way you feel. Thank you. He could always be found in the backyard. The bases he'd round until it grew too dark. When his time came, he didn't hesitate. They put him in the game, and he stepped up to the plate. He was thinking curveball, but he got instead 95 miles an hour right into his head. He hobbled down to first with a lump on his face. And on the very next pitch, he up and stole second base. With the greatest speed, he wasn't born, but he had the dirtiest uniform. With the greatest speed, he wasn't born, but he had the dirtiest uniform. Board was out of touch, kids were out of reach. She never gave up her passion to teach. And even though the school's on the wrong side of the tracks, she crossed over and she came and gave back. We knew she could have left, but she stuck around to get everyone else's feet back on the ground. Then we would thrive and we'd achieve. She's the first one to arrive and the last one to leave. From the wealthiest town, she She wasn't born, but she had the dirtiest uniform from the wealthiest town. She wasn't born, but she had the dirtiest uniform. Both of them folks, they were heroes to me. And I grew up with hopes, something to be. I'd watch him play, listen to her teach, and I set out on my way to practice what they preach. So I heard my calling, and I found my thing. Now I spend my Thursday nights falling down trying to sing. But I get back up, just like they taught, and I keep on working with the tools that I've got. With the prettiest voice, I wasn't born, but I have the dirtiest uniform. With the prettiest voice, I wasn't born, but I have the dirtiest uniform. Thanks for being a beautiful audience, and thank you for giving John Hartford Music Festival in Springfield, Indiana a shot, ladies and gentlemen. We do appreciate that. We're Chicago Farmer and the Fieldnotes, and it's always an honor to take part in this festival. We were out of work for quite a while there. We finally started to get back at it. So we booked ourselves a world tour. It was 3 nights in Michigan and 1 in Wisconsin. Yeah. The first 3 nights went swimmingly. And on the 4th night, we woke up and we were heading from Benton Harbor, Michigan to Appleton, Wisconsin. It's a pretty nice little haul right there. We get around in a vessel we like to call Barbra Streisand. She's parked out back. Yeah. Barbra Streisand was ready to rock. But unfortunately, we were heading into this thing that I had never heard of before. It was called a gale storm. Didn't know what the hell that was. But of course, if a gale storm was going to happen, it was going to happen when we were finally back on our world tour. And it was going to happen while I was driving Barbra Streisand. Well, it started to get really windy. And it started to rain and sleet and started to snow, and it was getting nasty, man. These cars started going off into the ditch. Cars started going off into the ditch. And in front of us was this giant oil tanker. And he started to slide. I thought, this can't be good. And when he finally came to a complete stop, the front part of the semi was off the road, but the entire trailer was blocking the interstate. And the first thing we thought of was, we hope that guy's okay, and he was. The second thing we thought of was, how in the hell are we getting out of this one? Couldn't go to the left, couldn't go to the right. There was an oil tanker in front of us. The cars were starting to pile up for miles behind. So I started talking to this emergency personnel guy. I said, man, is there any way out of this? And he said, oh, hell no. You're not going anywhere for a while. So a little time went by. And I found the guy who was in charge of that emergency personnel, and I went up to him and I told him the whole story about how our band was finally back on the road on our world tour, and about Barbra Streisand, and how we get to Appleton, Wisconsin no matter what. And I said, is there any chance or any way out of this? And he said, oh hell no, you're not going anywhere for a while. I said, man, come on. There's gotta be something we could do. And he looked at me and he said, unless you think you can drive this thing on the shoulder a half a mile in reverse. We got to that gig 5 minutes early. Thank you, John T. Weiser. Thank you, Hartford. Names in the lights. Get out. van. Another year playing Hartford with the band and leftover salmon, man. Putting in the miles, we've been living the dream, 'cause it's all worthwhile the times you take one for the team. With the catchiest sound, we weren't born, but we've got the dirtiest uniform. With the catchiest sound, we weren't born, but we've got the dirtiest uniforms. Oh, the catchiest songs we don't perform, but we've got the dirtiest uniforms. With the catchiest songs we don't perform, we've got the dirtiest uniform. Thank you so much. Charlie Harris on the bass, Cody Jensen on the drums. It'd be a good time for us to leave right now and have you all scream and come back, but we're just gonna hang out because too old to do that stuff. Y'all got a couple more for us? Are you having a good time so far? Are you ready to get your festy bowl and your high hawks on? What a combination. Festy bowl and the high hawks. Put that on the menu. Speaking of high hawks, this is one about another animal you might have run into. It's called a deer. I take a lot of pride in writing my own songs. This is the first time I ever had a co-write, was this song. I co-wrote it with a deer on the side of I-74. The deer gave his life for this tune, ladies and gentlemen. Being from the extreme flatlands of central Illinois, I was always afraid of flying. And then I hit that deer and thought about my dad, because he was always optimistic, and I looked at the bright side of things. And not only was he optimistic, he liked to partake in the things that are now in a factory in my hometown. All right, here we go. A country boy from Illinois, I got a fear of flying. It ain't so much the flights or even the heights, more the flights, the heights, and the dying. But I gotta give me and my fiddle to the show. It's work I'm doing keeps me moving. I got a long way to travel. It sounds insane to board a plane when all you know is hard road gravel. Then I recall what my daddy told me long ago. He said you can stick around with your feet on the ground, but there ain't nothing wrong with getting high. 'Cause you can't drink a beer while you're driving down here. You can't hit a deer in the sky. Yeah, you get stuck around with your feet on the ground, but there ain't nothing wrong with getting high. 'Cause you can't drink a beer while you're driving down here. You can't hit a deer in the sky. Let's jam! Your feet on the ground, but there ain't nothing wrong with getting high. 'Cause you can't drink a beer while you're driving down here. You can't hit a deer in the sky. Yeah, you can stick around with your feet on the ground, but there ain't nothing wrong with getting high. 'Cause you can't drink a beer while you're driving down here. You can't hit a deer in the sky. Y'all still with us out there? I feel like this one's going pretty well so far. I had a feeling it would. I counted 14 flannels, 22 pairs of overalls, and 97 tie-dyes in the crowd tonight. It's my kind of people right there. I feel right at home, I tell you. Yeah. That's the good news. Bad news is that's the whole song, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't get anything else out of that deer. We could sit up here and continue to melt your faces with our jams all night long. But we figure, why not get the pipes warmed up a little bit? You want to help us sing this one right quick? It's slowly becoming the kids' second most favorite Chicago Farmer song. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't stick around with your feet on the ground. There ain't nothing wrong with getting high. Woo! But you can't drink a beer while you're driving down here. You can't hit a deer in the sky. Decent. Y'all sound like it's Sunday or something. It's Thursday. Come on, people. Don't let the kids down with feeling. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't stick around with your feet on the ground. There ain't nothing wrong with getting high. But you can't drink a beer while you're driving down here. But you can't hit a deer in the sky. Total Redemption. We played this song in Chicago like a month ago, and it took them a half hour to get as good as y'all did on the second try. Of course, they were drinking $13 beers. 1, 2, 7, 8. You can't stick around with your feet on the ground, but there ain't nothing wrong with getting high. 'Cause you can't drink a beer while you're driving down here. You can't hit a deer in the sky. Yeah, you can't stick around with your feet on the ground, but there ain't nothing wrong with getting high. 'Cause you can't drink a beer while you're driving down here. You can't hit a deer in the sky. Thank you. A country boy could be from Indiana or Illinois. I used to have a fear of flying. much. We got 2 more in us. What we're gonna do, we're gonna get our buddy Dan Watkins up here to pick a little with us, if that's all right. Everybody say, what up, Dan? From the River Valley Rangers. 5 o'clock Saturday on the Boogie Woogie stage. Make sure you check out the River Valley Rangers.
Stay over here.
We got a little blues and we got a little grass. Thank you so much. I think we got 9 more minutes. I was just gonna do a story, but let's pick. We got everybody here. I tell you, you have such the blues when you travel around, and then you finally get to where you're going. It feels so much better. And I hope you all get to where you're going all weekend. Be safe out there. Look after each other. Sitting on that porch, word like the law, trying to get you home through the evening fog, and I'm worried. Oh Lord, I've been worried. I'm worried about something 200 miles away. Trapped in that traffic, stuck at the gate. I'm borrowing something tragic, Lord, it's getting late, and I'm worried. Oh Lord, I've been worried. I'm worried about something 200 miles away. I said I worry in my heart, you know I worry in my soul. The worst kind of worry, well, you can't control, and I'm worried. Oh Lord, I've been worried. I'm worried about something 200 miles away. I know that's good. 200 miles away. I'm in a hurry to get myself 200 miles away.